Next, okay, I guess next are some of my things then. Let's see, the legacy grant legislation. I think this is the information that was being discussed at the Parks Commission meeting. I had a number of citizens call me up and ask me about it, so I went to try to see if I could find the bill that's been introduced. This is the most recent one. I guess I could find. Maybe Mr. Nephew knows something different too. But this is Senate file number 1564.
Madam Mayor, I know that this is not the one, partly because Carolyn Peterson forwarded me a copy of this particular bill.
Okay.
Note that this one talks only about outside the metropolitan area. And that's the statute
Right.
that defines what the metropolitan area means.
Right, exactly.
So this is actually a bill that was introduced by 4 outstate legislators who want to make sure that outside of the metro.
Because a lot of citizens are asking for clarification. Yeah. And so I was wondering if somebody knows exactly which bill is which.
I know that there is another bill that actually Representatives Lilly and Slawick are both co-authors on, which specifically has a formula that includes the split between the metropolitan area and a mechanism for doing it and so forth. And that one has about like 20 co-sponsors or something, I believe.
Okay.
But it's different from this one. It's a considerably longer bill too because it has a lot more detail in it.
And is that a competitive
It's probably yes. Well, it has a grant. It does outline a grant process and setting up a process for dealing with that.
And it's competitive?
I would assume so. I mean, it talks about that funding for parks or trails and so forth. They have to have regional significance, and it sets criteria in terms of anticipated usership coming from a range of communities and not just the specific community that it's located in and things of that sort. In terms of the bills that Peter was talking about at that Parks Commission meeting, I'm guessing that was 2 specific bills that I've seen from Representative Slawick that she was looking for comment on. I don't think they've been introduced yet, but I had a conversation with Dewey about them. He mentioned that he had made some suggestions about it, and those were 2 bills specifically about FishCreek. It was a appropriation for bonding for FishCreek, and I'm not up to speed on exactly how that goes through the process, but Dewey might be able to give us a little bit more information.
Because maybe what I'm wondering is that maybe once they've been introduced, since that seems to be of great interest to our citizens, maybe we can have a little spot on our website or something that says pending FishCreek bills, or at least a link for where you can find them on the state's website. Because I know, I'm sure I'm not the only one up here that's getting questions about wondering what the legislation is, what does it say, where do you find it, and maybe even if we just had a spot for the link to show where it would go to, then that would help out our citizens who have a lot of questions about this, because they watch the commission meetings or they watch the council meetings and they go, well, what is that legislation? You know, there's no citation to a number, to a bill, to anything, and they'd like to know more. So,
as far as I know, they have not actually been introduced yet.
Madam Mayor, Council, we'll see to it that happens, and we'll also provide updates to the City Council as well.
Okay, that's good. That's wonderful. And then let's see here. Then next,